Now let's have a look at the agenda. Signing up for roles on the agenda. Under the members only section, you will see meeting agendas. If you click on that link, it will take you to the next meeting that has not yet occurred. Here you will find the agenda listed with all of the speakers that have signed up. If this is not the meeting you're looking for, you could click on View Another Agenda, and you could select the date of the agenda that you wanted to view. Alternatively, you could go to the club calendar link and find the agenda on the calendar if you're more a visual type of person. Click on that link and be directed directly to the agenda. Now let's take a look at the makeup of the agenda, what it looks like. At the top here we see the meeting agenda for, and then it'll have the date of the meeting. Here at the top we have our custom header, if you want to call it that, where you could enter in text, you could put an image, and you could put some information in there. Some people like to put who the officers are of the club, contact information, just a welcome to the guests and to the members, theme of the meeting, anything you want to put in here, you can put in there. And I'm saying you as whether you're the administrator, if you're the VP of Education that sets up the agendas, or if you happen to be the Toastmaster of the meeting, and that's the policy of your club where the Toastmaster is in charge of setting up the agenda, then you can do that. Looking at some of the icons, the first one is the email this meeting agenda. As you can see, if you put your mouse cursor over the button, the text will show and tell you exactly what it is. So if we want to email the agenda to the club, we would click on this. Dialog will pop up. We could put a custom message like, hey everybody, looking forward to seeing you at the next meeting. And we could choose to whom we want this agenda sent, whether we want it sent to all the club members, including the Toastmaster and VP Ed, just the Toastmaster, or just the VP of Education. Or, once again, we could send it to all three. And just by checking the first one, it would be equivalent to checking all three. And then we could click Send Email. The second button is the Print the Meeting Agenda. This is handy if you are the Toastmaster, if you want a copy of the agenda for some reason in print. If you click on that button, a new window will pop up, and it'll change it a little bit. Of course, the window will pop up to actually print, but it'll change the layout a little bit to be printer friendly. And depending on your agenda and the way it's set up, it could either fit on one page or on 2 pages. The next button is the Role Report. The role report is essentially a listing of each member and each role, how many times each member did each role. And that could be opened in any kind of Excel spreadsheet, OpenOffice spreadsheet, or the Mac equivalent of the spreadsheet. And finally, we have download the multiple meeting sign-up sheet. And once again, that is a file download dialog that'll pop up. Spreadsheet format, and that basically just lists all of the agendas in the future, and it allows people to sign up, like physically sign up if it's something you want to pass out at a club meeting. That's something that the VP of Ed would most likely be using if that's the way you choose to sign up for roles, as opposed to have somebody come to the website directly and sign up. And that's what we're going to be talking about here. We're going to be talking about if your club is the kind of club that encourages members to go to the website and sign up for the role on their own. As you can see here, we have 3 different columns. We have the time column, the role agenda item, and the member. Now, not every item here is a role that should be signed up for. For example, in our agenda, we have 6:30 to 7 o'clock, socialize and network. It's just basically stating what happens during that time. It's not something, we don't have a socialize master where somebody has to actually do the role. It's just listed there. Then we have some other roles where the VP of Education or the Toastmaster would automatically assign the person to the role. For example, Sergeant at Arms, we have the same person for the entire year. The President is the same person for the entire year. But roles like the Toastmaster, the Humorist, and so forth, you can click. You'll see a button that says Sign Up. And as long as you're logged in, And I should have mentioned earlier, if you're not logged in, you will not be able to see this agenda, so you must be logged in to see it. And if you are logged in and you can see it, then you should be able to see a button that says Sign Up. If you click on the button, it will insert either your photo or your name, depending on how your club has set up the agenda. Sometimes your club may set it up in a way where you don't want to use pictures on the agenda, and that's fine. It'll just show up as names instead. So I'm going to remove myself from this role by clicking the X by my name. For example, like right now, I just kind of tested out. I want to see how it worked. I really don't want to take the role, so I click the X, and that role will be available once again. And you can see here when people did take a role, it says who the role is filled by, along with a little email icon. This is great for the Toastmaster. If you want to get some more information, if you want to get an introduction from somebody, you could click on the email icon. The email window will pop up and you could send that member a message. Now for speaker information, you'll see a little bit more. You'll see the title, the description of the role, who it's filled by, and then if they had filled out the information, you'll see the manual, the speech, and the time, and then the speech title. Now perhaps you can't make the meeting. Well, in the meeting notes you can put information like, sorry guys, I'm not going to be here this meeting. If you want to put any information that you want to appear on the agenda on the website, a message that you want to get across to the membership, and anything you want, you could put in the meeting notes. And that's done as simply as just clicking on the text area, typing in a message, and clicking the Update Meeting Notes. And that will update the message. Now, this doesn't work like a chat where you could type something, somebody else could type something, you could type something again, and vice versa, and you can have this big conversation going. You have basically one line along with your name. So if I type something else, it will erase what I have already written and put in the new message in its place. So this is basically the agenda, how you sign up for roles and how you remove yourself from roles. Again, just to review, very easy. You look for the sign up button, you click on it. If at any time you decide you can't take the role, you don't want to take the role, you X yourself out of it. Now, depending on your club's policy, after you sign up for a role or after you remove yourself from a role, you may want to click on the email icon and at least notify the Toastmaster or the VP of Ed and say, hey, I signed up for a role, but now I removed myself. Or, hey, I just signed up for this role, thought you might want to see it. You might want to send that, you might want to have it as a policy for your club. Anytime anybody signs up for a role, send the agenda to all the members. And that would be done just by clicking this. Again, it's your club, your policy. The Free Toast platform just gives you the capability of doing that.